Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Geopolitical Simulator for Power and Revolution. My name is Sabouts, and I've got one simple question for you guys. Do you know the way? Okay, I promise that'll be the last time I do that. The first and last time. Oh, yeah, so we'll be playing as Uganda. This was a country you guys had voted for in the community tab of my channel. I had a lot of countries up for vote, and of course, this was the one that was selected. My wonderful community never ceases to amaze me. So I do have the 2019 edition now, and that's nice because it implements a whole lot of changes as well as bringing the game up to date with current situations that have happened over the course of 2018 and the beginning of 2019. So we're going to go ahead and jump into World Simulation, start a new game, and select our country of Uganda. Now, I won't go over any of this here because I'll just hit it all up as we get inside the game. In terms of actually selecting our person here, we've got to change this name. It would only be fitting to do such a thing, and probably should change this as well because that makes a little bit more sense. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, normally on this screen here, I don't alter anything. But I've decided I'm going to increase warmongering just a little bit because I'd like to have a little more hectic of a world. I don't know if this is a good idea. I did a practice run. Not a whole lot happened. But if everything like explodes into chaos in World War III, well, so be it. All right, let's get started. So like I said, we'll be jumping in and actually looking over Uganda first. So this episode is going to be a lot of setting up. With Power and Revolution, the first couple minutes, well, geez, I should say the first 10 minutes of your game is just setting up your country, because there's a lot to look over and do. You can't really properly make laws or pass anything until you actually know what sort of situation you're in. So I do want to figure out. Now, like I said, I did a small test run, but I never looked everything over. I basically, all I did in the test run was just see what the warmongering would do. I just wanted to make sure it didn't cause everybody to like break out into instantaneous war. I also used the test run to just run the game for a long time without passing any laws or anything. Basically just run it for a couple hours and see if there was any severe crashing or bugs or anything like that. And for the most part, it seemed to run pretty good, but that's not going to stop me from trying to be careful and avoiding any type of bugs we may come across. Now, we're in the game here. Let's go and take a look at actual Uganda. We'll start here on this screen. We can see that Uganda has a government that is a republic, but its regime is authoritarian and its political party is conservative rightist. We've got a population of 43 million with a GDP of only 28 billion. That is absolutely unbelievably small. No nuclear warheads. We've got an army of 45,000 men and inflation of almost 4%, unemployment of 2%. That's pretty good, and a 6% growth, which actually isn't that bad. In terms of happiness, we're a pretty unhappy country. Out of 170 countries, we are 163. I don't get much worse than that. How about the budget? So we've already gone over a lot of this, but taking a look at the actual budget, it's almost 6 billion. That is hilariously low. But for a country with a GDP of 28 billion or whatever, that's pretty proportional. The deficit, pretty easily to balanceable. It's only like 300 million. We should literally have this balanced by the second episode and probably turning over a budget excess. Now, the next thing we got to look at is what is a budget excess going to do for our country if we've got debt? And we've got a lot of debt. We've got debt with France, United States, Japan, United Kingdom, India. We also have a loan of $2.5 billion with the World Bank. That's a pretty low interest rate. We could probably balance that. These are not bad interest rates as well. Compared to some of the ones I've seen, these could probably be paid off. But for a country like Uganda with such a small GDP, it will be difficult for us to do. It's going to take a lot of probably taxation and most importantly, a lot of good trade deals to be able to pay these off. And I have no idea what Uganda even specializes in terms of industry. We might not even have hardly any industry. So inflation is almost 4%. We've got a key interest rate of 9.5%. Depending on how this fluctuates over the course of the next months, I may lower the interest rate to try to pump our economy a bit. Next thing I'd like to look at is the Secret Service. What kind of terrorist organizations? We've got 2 of them here. Total Jihad. They've got 217,000 sympathizers and 50 followers. So we could probably take them out pretty quickly. Well, quickly, I shouldn't say quickly, it's terrible, but we could probably take them out. Same here, not a whole lot of followers as well. A lot of sympathizers though, and some money for sure. We'll want to find out who's financially backing these guys as well as supplying them weapons. We could probably do that by increasing our budget. But yeah, wow, that's some terrible Social Security budget, or I'm sorry, Secret Service budget. So we'll need to work on that. As for the Army, 45,000 troops. We've got 10,000 reservists, 256 commandos. These are rookie numbers. We got to pump these up here. We got a handful of tanks, nothing crazy. A decent amount of missiles, though. Some rocket for our infantry, some missile launchers, a very pathetic Air Force with 11 planes and 6 helicopters. And that's it. Speaking of that, we've only got 1 city, 2 bases, and 1 air base. So in terms of infrastructure like highways, fast speed trains, stuff like that, we're not going to be able to build any of that until we eventually conquer the countries around us, and then we're going to want to connect these countries with highways. You'll notice with Africa that a lot of these countries don't even have any infrastructure in terms of highways or roadways. So that's something that we can sort of liberate them and then supply them with to help them out. In terms of countries actually around us, we've got South Sudan to the north, we've got Kenya to the east, Tanzania, Burundi and Rwanda to the south, and the Republic of Congo to the west. So these are our neighbors that we're going to eventually be warring with and taking them over to incorporate them into the great Ugandan Empire. The goal for this playthrough, so like for every Power and Revolution playthrough I try to set a goal so that the playthrough just doesn't go forever, because technically it could. The only way the playthrough could end is that we either get overthrown by our military or our parliament or our people, we get attacked by a country and we get integrated or colonized, or we complete the goal. And the goal for this playthrough I think is going to be trying to go for a unified Africa. Like a unified African continent. I think it'd be kind of cool. So we'll see how far we get. We can unify Africa into a supercontinent. I think it'd be, or a super country, a supercontinent. It'd be kind of cool to see how the rest of the world reacts as well to us doing that. I'm not even sure if we're in the United Nations. I would say yes. I'll have to take a look. We can take a look right now, I guess. Uganda. We are a member of the United Nations, which means they are probably going to kick us out if we go to war with people around us. We could probably find excuses for military intervention, but it takes forever. We'll see. That takes me back to Secret Service here, actually. We're going to need to manage our networks. Why don't we go ahead and just clean this up now? We'll start getting stuff all situated and going through everything. Now, whilst I'm going through and minimizing these, as you saw, Uganda is actually a republic, but their parliament doesn't actually do anything. They basically are just a consulting role, similar to how North Korea was. So we can pretty much do what we want, but we still are elected. And I don't remember if it's the parliament that elects us or the people. I'll have to take a look. All right, so let's go ahead and confirm that, and then we'll just set up all of our own here once that's done. Let me see here. Our country. Authoritarian. We are republic. The head of state nomination, democratically elected by universal suffrage. Direct election by the people and indirect election by parliament correspond respectively to presidential and parliamentary-style democracies. Other types of election are linked to authoritarian regimes. Democratically elected by parliament might be better for us because we're part of the Ugandan Liberal Front, and we are part of the Uganda political party, ULF. Yeah, so they really like us, and they have a majority in the party, so they'll almost elect us every single time. We have 5 years term limit, but the election is coming up in 2021. I do know that. We can run for an unlimited amount of times as opposed to having a 1 or 2 term system. So that's pretty good. So eventually I would like to become a dictator, but that could take some time. We'll have to really get our popularity up, and even then it might be risky to make that jump. So we'll have to see. How is health in Uganda? Oh my God. So that's awful. We have an average life expectancy of 62 years old. This needs a complete rework. How about our housing situation? Holy crap. Out of 252,000 houses, we have 234,000 that are dilapidated, meaning that they are unhealthy housing. 93% of our housing is unhealthy. This is going to be a major endeavor. And with an unemployment at 2%, this could be tricky. We actually could use a higher unemployment to be able to balance that, especially if we're going to grow our military. We're going to need to increase our population drastically. We do have a population of 43 million, and we do have a growth of 3%. That's not bad. So we're going to want to keep that going. Improving health will probably help our population, so that's going to be big for us. Education, I can't imagine is any good. And I'm right about that. It's terrible. So education is going to be huge as well. Things like culture and stuff, media, nothing here. What's the freedom of information? State pressure and influence. Interesting, okay. All right. So we've got some stuff we're going to go ahead and start rolling forward. We haven't unpaused the game yet, but we are going to unpause it. I would like to look at our industry real quick, but before I begin anything, there's something I'd love to show you guys. I have made a flag for our country. Obviously, we can't just have the standard Ugandan flag. That would not make any sense. So I've gone out of my way to make us a nice looking flag that's really going to just embody the power of the Ugandan people. And this is going to be the start of our great Ugandan empire. And like any empire, we need a flag that really just sends a message to the world. Alright, so we're battling malnutrition. We have terrible food. We should invest in a little more in food control. It is a very small expense and will guarantee the entire population, especially infants and children, a food supply that is healthy and without bacteria. That's going to be under health, I believe. Oh my God. Hygiene and maintenance of establishments. Maybe not. Where would I even find food control? I don't know. We'll mess with all this in a second. What is the consumption of marijuana? It is illegal, actually. Okay. All right, farming. Can I pass legislation under here? I don't think I can. Monitoring food safety assistance for converting to organic farming. These are new. 2019 version implements a lot of new things. Okay, how is our food? We at least have some sort of food growth going here. Liquor. Oh my God. So our number one GDP... a large percentage of our GDP is under liquor. We do have fish and fishing, beer, coffee, so beef, cereal, milk, bananas, potatoes, corn. Yeah, so food's actually pretty good in Uganda. That's good. That makes me happy. Let me see. Let's take a look at industry here because that's going to be really important for how we're going to be able to grow our economy. What does Uganda have for an industry? Building, housing, and roadway constructions. We've got a chemical industry, soda, electrical materials, jewelry, water supply, synthetic fibers, paper, cement, software. computer hardware, consumer electronics, automobile, railway, electronic, gold. That could be valuable. Perfumes, copper, clothing, fuel cell, batteries, bottled water. Damn. We are going to have a hell of a time trying to grow our economy. How about services? So services is a massive part of our GDP, 15%. Internet services, tourism, believe it or not. Banks, road transportation, air transport. Okay. So we got a lot of growing there as well. All right. What is the industry? What's the degree of nationalization for a lot of our industries? They're privatized. A lot of them are. These ones in particular, no growth. Diamond, actually, has state involvement. Do we have... Could we grow diamonds? Is not grow, but could we grow the industry? Is this something that we could work on? I don't see why not. Helicopters actually state involvement as well. Surface ships, missile launchers. Okay, that makes sense. So I have some state involvement as a minority shareholder. I may privatize it, or I may completely take it over so I can have control of it. I don't know. We'll think that through. We will think that through. All right, let's unpause and let a few things go through here. So I've got weeding out the terrorists, which is something we're going to have to do. Carbon tax. The United Nations is going to check on us. They want us to lower CO2 emissions. We could probably do some of this stuff, passing different types of legislations on air pollution. But I don't want to mess with anything with the budget until we get an excess here. So we've got to flip over 300 million. We've got to find it someplace. We're going to want to find allies, but we don't want to trade or create allies with anybody in Africa because eventually they're all going to be our enemies. So we're going to go ahead and set up a meeting request with the United States because they actually like us. We'll set up a meeting request with the United... Let's see, who are we going to... We don't have anybody that seriously likes us and could be an ally to fight future wars, do we? I don't want to ally anybody in Africa. If I can help it. Because they're all just going to get integrated eventually. Israel, actually. They would be a powerful ally to help us fight Egypt at some point. Let's set up a meeting with Israel. Let's set up a meeting with Turkey. And let's set up a meeting with India. You know, a lot of these countries might dislike us anyways once I start declaring war on everybody.
The pretext used is that domestic affairs currently take priority over foreign affairs.
Okay.
The pretext...
I don't know what that means. That's fairly new to me.
The pretext...
Okay, we'll just let that all go through here. All right, inflation. What are you doing on me? We don't know yet. Okay. Well, I'm going to be growing the economy, so we can leave inflation at 9.5 for now. Where can I cut money?
My informants report that the temperature...
Oh, we got to set up our networks as well. We're just waiting for these ones to be... Okay, they were removed. All right. Let's go ahead and start infiltrating these groups here so we can start disassembling them potentially. We'll place people under surveillance if we can. The network of agents. So we're going to want to set up a network of agents. We'll go ahead and put 50 people in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I want to go for political spying. Let's create another network of agents in Kenya. We'll put 50 in there for political spying. Whichever one we can go after first, probably. South Sudan. 25, I guess. Political spying. Because I don't need as many probably in these smaller countries. Rwanda here. 25, 35, yeah. Political spying, because they might be the first people I go after because they're so small. Same with these guys, because I could take both of these over and then build highways down through there, and there's lots of cities in these areas, so that we can, that'll help us out a lot. If we can find where the diamonds are, that'd probably help too. Throw 25 in there, political spying. And Tanzania, I guess, will create a network, 25, political spying. Okay, so let's see if that works out. I hope I had enough. If I may, our country is not a shelter for foreigners, and you should, before we become a minority in our own country. Oh, really interesting.
The national defense does not have
enough men. Well, I can bump recruitment of the army. Let's start getting that going. It's not that expensive to recruit, you know, another 5,000 troops or something. So let's go for 50,000, 5.8 million. And that should give us a little bit of a boost anyways, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure how the people in this country feel about military. No, it gave us a boost, so they seem to like it. Alright, so health, we could definitely improve a lot of this stuff down here at the bottom. It's so cheap to usually do most of this stuff. Paddling, female circumcision. Okay. Oh. No. Very, very expensive. A lot more expensive than I thought. Okay, we'll just hold off then for a minute. I want to wait for these agents to go through so I can make sure we've got enough. I only had 250, so I hope that I didn't mess with that. Clean cars, yeah, we're a little ways away from that, I would say. Energy shortage? Really? We've got an energy shortage. Okay, whatever. Oh, we have an energy shortage. Alright, we changed the country's flag. It looks great. It actually looks... Oh, it looks better than I expected. I actually didn't expect it to look that good. Nice. What do you guys think? You guys like our new flag? I think it's great.
The decree takes effect as of
awesome. Energy shortage, huh? Let's take a look at energy. We have 72 hydroelectric plants. Holy crap. And 1 fossil energy. No wonder we have an energy shortage. We're only producing 1.44 what? Terawatts is that? Oh my god. This is not good. National consumption. Production cap. Yeah, I'd say we're getting pretty close. It ain't gonna be long before we pass. We could do solar. It don't produce a lot, I don't think. Biomass, geothermal. All right, we'll have to revisit a lot of that. Okay, this is gonna be tough. I'm really just waiting for my meetings. New flag adopted. Public opinion strongly against this change. Well, they will learn to love it. They will learn to love it. Well, taxation is something that we could definitely mess with, especially company turnover tax. It's where we're going to get most of our money. The morale of consumers not at its best. That's fine. Tourism. Yeah, this is all stuff that we've got to get. And we're not building any trains anytime soon, I can tell you that. Alright, so taxation. We've got a pretty split across the board here. Income tax. Company tax 18%. I'd like to get that lower. That would help our economy. Tax on company turnover, we can get that up. That's going to grow us. And Social Security payments we could probably get down. So we could probably create a gigantic reform for all of this. What is people's opinion on this? So the people like it, Parliament hates it, but that doesn't matter what the Parliament thinks. Really, so I'm going to create a new reform, and I'm going to call it Uganda Empire Money 2019. There. All right. So let's create the reform. That'll get us 200 million, but we're going to free some of that up right now because we're going to lower the Social Security, which everybody loves. We'll throw that on the same reform. And company tax, can I get that down? What do people think if I lower company tax? The people aren't as for it, but boy, does the government love it. Let's let this roll through though and see what people think of this. Now, just because I'm curious, what's the reform look like after adding that, after pulling that all together? Okay, I can't, let's see. Yes, he is 24, so we don't have a long time till it's voted on. All right, we'll see what the people's opinion is right now. People seem to like it. Good for employment and stuff, so I'm happy with that if they're happy with it. It's going to free up, what? Probably 160 billion or something? Or no, I'm sorry, 160 million. That'll put a pretty good dent in our deficit here.
Although your economy is among the healthiest.
Whatever. Popular uprising. Who's mad and why? We'll just appear on television, see if we can clean it up. Just a protest group.
Your television appearance
Queen
fundamentally change the course of events. That said, there are
Okay, so some protesters leaving. They might.
Rebels have stopped fighting. Our actions on the ground have
Okay, good. So they're probably gonna leave. Refuse. I'm not gonna get the army involved. Refuse. No, I said no military intervention. Yeah, I do not want the military involved. The police can handle it. We'll get them out there right now handling it. Boy, it is a big group, huh? Actually, why don't you guys throw a little bit of tear gas here, because these guys always love tear gas. Boy, that is a pretty big group of terrorists, though, I gotta say. Hurry up, get that tear gas out. You guys are gonna be in trouble. There we go. Always just a part of what you gotta deal with. Get the rest of the police here. If I gotta get the military involved, I will. We could always send in police reinforcements too. Alright, I'm just waiting for this bill to go through now. Budget deficit's going up. Even though I'm not really spending that much money except for the army. Is the army growing? It is already grown by 1,000. That's got to be helping unemployment a little bit. No, unemployment rate is skyrocketing. Okay, well that's interesting. We can start working on some of these houses here. It's going to cost us a little bit of money, and obviously 10 houses is nothing spectacular, but... Okay, we got police here. Ah, here they are. All right, traffic is jammed. The plan for youth, blah, 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 blah. Rwanda operational, Brunei. So all of our operational cells are being set up. None of this stuff here matters. Okay. Ooh, that's a lot of police helping us. Ooh, I grabbed the military up. Well, all right. Military's involved now. That at least clears it up.
We have subdued the rebel.
Okay, let's go to health here, and I guess we're gonna, even though it's gonna cost us some money, we're gonna get some of this stuff here maxed out. Ooh, it's gonna cost us a lot of money. But we're kind of making up, well, maybe I should wait then. I'm probably gonna wait then for the bill to go through. Well, that was that. One more day, so let's wait for that. Then we can spend some of that money. So we're not gonna be able to flip the budget deficit as fast as I thought. But we'll get it there. Oh yeah, food. That's something I wanted to work on as well. Ah, there it goes. Nice.
Decrees relating to this reform.
Okay, perfect. So that helps out a lot, and most importantly, it frees up some money, which we won't see come into effect here until a little bit later. Boy, where is my meetings? Are we not having meetings with people? Was part of all that? So that guy canceled all of my meetings? So why are we not allowed to meet with people? Where can I change that? Because that's new to me. I've never seen that before. Because we really do need to be meeting with people. We can't sell anything if we don't set up economic contracts. Maybe I can send the contracts out without setting them up. So let's say I do like instead of a meeting request, I go to, let's see, economy, new contract. So let's say we want to sell some of these stuff here to the United States. Beef, beer, the United States will buy, they'll buy beer. They have a large consumption. If I'm reading this correctly, they're going to buy it for $1 billion? 1.1 billion? I mean, yeah. If we can get it up to the more of their average purchase price, that'd be even better. Oh, they're not going to accept that. So let's start off at like 230. So I guess we'll see with that. So we'll have to send all of our sales contracts out like that. So India. Economy, new contract. How about, let's see, we'll go through wood. What was the big one for us? It was railway construction was one. And then it was housing and roadway construction. So that's not something we could sell to them. Cereal, cement, chemical industry was another one. They have a huge chemical industry. Boy, India is a rich country in particular. Gold, 13 million. I bet we can get a better deal with the United States. Bananas, beef, beer was we just sold, bottled water. Okay, so never mind. All right, Israel. So we can't meet with these people unless I change the way our country thinks, but we can set up a contract with Israel, at least do some trading. Let's see, bananas, beef, bottled water, housing. Yeah, 131 million. That'd be nice. 155. They have a pretty high average purchase price. Let's send off 185. Perfect. All right, so that'll help us if we can get those two deals through. The $1 billion of the United States for beer would be huge. I mean, that would flip us right into a budget excess almost instantly. They sent 143. So we'll accept that. And the United States, 166. Can we do 215? Just go back and forth a bit.
Our infiltrated agent was spotted.
All right, we figure that's going to happen a lot. Because our agents are so crappy. Okay, we've got 40 agents available. South Sudan, Rwanda, Democratic Republic, Burundi. Is there any place we haven't put agents? Kenya. We got 40 agents. So create a network. We'll dump all 40 into Kenya for political spying. We must already have Kenya. It's just not set up yet or something. Or did I miss it? Oh, it's just not set up. Okay. So we'll just wait on that. Alright, sweet. So we got our contract with Israel. That's going to help. And we've got some free money because we freed it up with that passing that one bill. But let's wait for this to kick through here. 178. Okay, that's not bad. I really still want to get in there. 204. A little bit closer to the purchasing price.
The national defense does not have
I know. We're working on it. All right. Education policy and gender equality. Interesting. Specific criminalization of street harassment. This is not a thing? Tolerate but discourage. Abortion illegal. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. I want to bump some stuff up here to get our popularity up, but I most importantly want to get one of these associations on our side so they'll speak for us. The best one's usually seniors, but believe it or not, I'm going to say that the number of sympathizers with AIDS is going to be a massive one. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to health. There should be a place here for AIDS research. Fight against AIDS. 20 million. We can definitely foot that. So let's go ahead and go for that for the 20 million. That should give us a boost here. Big boost, and then hopefully it'll boost our relations with that one guy as soon as he kicks in here. 1.87. All right, we'll take it. I'm not going to go back and forth anymore. Nice. That's huge. $1.2 billion contract with the United States. Ugandan Unions Federation. Somebody's very upset. The Ugandan Unions Federation. What are you upset about? What's the issue? National troubles. Well, whatever. Alright, they can do whatever they want, I guess. We just sold beer for 1.2 billion, so we should flip a budget excess at some point. It's already down to 0.16 for the deficit. Yep, that cleaned up real quick. Good, perfect. So we're going to go ahead and leave it off here anyway since we're out of time. I wanted to give you guys a nice long episode for the first one. So Uganda here. You can see that we've got a lot of things that we're going to have to work on to flip, but I don't see why it can't be accomplished. My biggest fear is going to be the election cycle, but I guess as long as we get a nice popularity here with the people, I think we should be able to win an election. I'm just not going to be able to, let's see. Yeah, elections in 2021. So I've got 2 years to flip everybody over, try to get 100% here. 2 years, actually, I may have enough time to be able to change some of this. I might even be able to just change the head of state's term limit. And buy us some more time, so I'll mess with some of this. Nice. And then, yeah, I'm going to do some more contracts in the next episode too, probably with the United States. They have the biggest economy, the most money, and they'll be willing to give it to us because they're somewhat friendly with us. Awesome. So lots of things to accomplish. If this is your first time at my channel and you love what you see, I'd like to just take a second to ask you to please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's going to help me because it helps grow the channel, but it also helps you because you're going to get great notifications for whenever another Power and Revolution video comes up, whether it be a Uganda one or any other future countries that I play. I've got all sorts of suggestions for countries, and when we're done with Uganda, I'll hold another poll, probably sometime close to the middle of the series actually, or near the end of it, asking you guys what country you want to see, and you'll want to stay updated so you can keep on top of that as well. With that being said, thank you all for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.